Okay, so last class we were seeing the analysis of asynchronous sequential circuit. So there we saw what is meant by asynchronous sequential circuit, and we saw the difference between asynchronous and synchronous sequential circuit. Then we went with the analysis procedure. So given any logic diagram, you will be identifying the excitation variable and the secondary variable, and then we write the expression for the excitation variable, and we plot the map for those excitation variable and combine them and give the transition table from it. And in that, where your excitation variable and the secondary variable are same, we circle those states and call it the stable state. Okay, so that is what we did with the analysis procedure. Then we saw what is meant by flow table, and in that what we call it as the primitive flow table. So flow table is something where you have the states with letter symbols, and primitive flow table is something where you will be having only one stable state in a row. Okay, that is the main difference with the primitive flow table and flow table. Then we saw how you could design the logic diagram from the flow table also. Then we saw the race conditions, the different type of races we have in the asynchronous sequential circuit. So those are critical race and non-critical race. In that, the critical rays are to be removed from the circuit. Otherwise, we will end up with many errors because it will be moving to different stable state values. So we saw that thing over there. And I was mentioning that in order to overcome this race condition, we will be doing race-free state assignment. So we will be seeing that in later class, and we saw examples of these races, and we also saw cycles. Okay, next we shall see, this is a small topic for stability consideration. So if suppose a circuit is being in a unstable condition, the circuit will have a possibility of oscillating between the unstable states as such. So care should be taken such a way that the circuit don't go into unstable state, or will be between the unstable states alone. That is the same case for asynchronous as well as synchronous sequence circuit, so that your circuit will always remain stable. So here is an example. So in this in this particular example, here your excitation variable, so this capital Y is actually equal to, so this is small y, this is x1, that is actually NANDed. So x1y the whole bar into x2, okay, which is nothing but, so this is by De Morgan's theorem, x1 bar plus y ANDed with x2. Okay, so x1 bar x2 plus x2y. So based on that, if we are going to fill the table, you have these, right? So this particular thing corresponds to x2 y bar. Something is wrong, or did I make any mistake? Yes, this is
y bar.
This is y bar, yeah. x1 bar plus y bar. So x1 bar x2 plus x2 y bar. Okay. So this corresponds to x2 y bar, and this corresponds to x1 bar x2. Okay, so the transition table is given like this. Remaining places we fill it with zeros. So wherever your small y and capital Y are same, we give the circles. Other places it will be as such. So here in this particular circuit, if we see this input combination for x1, x2 is equal to 1, 1, you don't have any stable state at all in that particular column actually. For input 0, 0, you have a stable state 0. For 0, 1, you have 1. And for 1, 0, you have 0 as the stable state. However, for input combination 1, 1, you don't have any stable state at all. So what happens if the circuit encounters the input combination 1, 1, it will be actually oscillating between 0 and 1, because if the secondary variable is 0, the excitation variable is 1. If secondary variable is 1, the excitation variable is 0. So this particular circuit actually oscillates between or alternates between 0 and 1 indefinitely. So it is like generating a square waveform. Okay, depending on the delay, the width of the pulse will be changing. If both the cases have equal delay, it will be a actual square waveform. If the delay varies, either of the length will be greater. Okay, so that is one thing we need to take care of. Okay, so next we shall see circuits with latches. So the first case, asynchronous sequential circuit, we saw it as the combinational circuit with feedback. Now we use this SR latch for the asynchronous sequential circuit. So while mentioning about latches, I mentioned that we use latch for designing asynchronous sequential circuit. Okay. So here, this is your known structure. This is the cross-coupled NOR gate structure, and this is the NAND gate structure. Okay. So here, for our convenience, we just redraw this structure actually. So SR latch using NOR gates. So we redraw this structure such a way that it looks like simple feedback structure. Okay. So for that purpose, you can fix up any one of the gates. So let this be yes. Yes. And we will have this is Q, this is R, and here we need this feedback part. So let this be yes, and this input be this one. Okay, this is Q bar. Okay, you understand this figure?
Yes, ma'am.
So now this will be our excitation variable capital Y, and this is fed back to this place. This will be our secondary variable. Okay. So now our expression is actually capital Y is equal to S plus Y the whole bar plus R the whole bar. Okay. So directly applying De Morgan's theorem with the outer loop, you will be having S plus Y dot R bar. Right? So this is S R bar plus R bar Y. This is the excitation variable. However, with NOR latch, we know, that is SR latch using NOR gates, we know that S equal to R equal to one condition should not be there, right? So this is actually going to give us indeterminate Q value, right? This is to be avoided. So this is ensured by making the condition SR equal to 0. Okay, ma? So by making this condition, we ensure that both S and R values are not always equal to 1. Okay? Ensures that both S and R are not equal to 1 simultaneously. Okay? So by adding that in the expression, you will have S R bar plus R bar Y, or just by adding a 0 அப்படின்னு கூட சொல்லிக்கலாம், which is nothing but DSR. So now this expression actually becomes, so grouping these two, you will have simply S over there, S plus R bar Y. This is the expression when SR is equal to 0. Okay. So while analyzing any asynchronous sequential circuit having SR latch using the NOR gates, we will use this condition. We will come across that. So that is what is actually mentioned here. So this is the normal table that we saw with respect to the NOR latch operation. Okay, so 1 0 condition is set condition. So we have 1 0. After that, if this 0 0 occurs, it is the no change condition. So it remains the same that way. And then if your SR value is 0 1, it is the reset condition. So Q is equal to 0. After this, if 0 0 occurs, it is again the no change condition. So it will be like this. When S and R value are equal to 1, we go through the case where both Q and Q bar are equal to 0, which is forbidden for us. Okay, ba? So this is the diagram that I redraw it just to show the excitation variable and the secondary variable. We redraw it this way. Okay, ba? Now from this we had this expression also. This is directly obtained from the circuit diagram, and by including the condition SR equal to 0, we get this expression Y equal to S plus R bar Y. Okay. Now let us, so this is the explanation for the same thing actually, the excitation table. Then with the transition table, we saw all these conditions, and when SR equal to 0, we got this expression. Okay. So now to analyze a circuit with an SR latch, what we do is first we check for the condition whether SR is equal to 0 at all times. Okay, that is the main thing you need to analyze first when you are having SR latch with NOR gates or NAND gates. NOR gates na SR equal to 0 check பண்ணுவீங்க, NAND gates means S bar R bar equal to 0 ங்கிற மாதிரி check பண்ணுவீங்க. Okay. Then we use in the condition, if this is satisfied, then we use the reduced excitation function Y is equal to S plus R bar Y to analyze the circuit. If both S and R can be 1 at the same time, so in this case, if both of the values there is a possibility of having it to be 1, then we use the original excitation function, that is this one. Y is equal to SR bar plus R bar Y, that we will be using. Okay. Okay. So same way this is done for the NAND gates also. Okay, the SR latch using NAND gates also we do this. The same way it is redrawn over here. So here you have Y is equal to, so RY the whole bar, RY the whole bar dot S this whole thing the whole bar. Okay, so applying De Morgan's theorem, we have RY plus S bar. That is what we have, S bar plus RY. So based on that, we have the excitation table given over here, and here the condition is S bar R bar equal to 0. So here, even if you include that condition, our term is not going to reduce further. So even if you don't have this condition also, it is the same excitation variable function. If the condition satisfies, then also the same function over here. Okay, va? So you understand this excitation variable function, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let us see an analysis example. So first thing, we will be checking whether this is a asynchronous sequential circuit or not. So here you are having two SR latch. So this is one SR latch and this is another SR latch. Okay, and you are given with the excitation variable capital Y1, capital Y2 over here, and the feedback loop here over this is small y1 and y2. So as we are having SR latch, before deciding on the function to use, let us check whether the SR values, check whether SR is equal to 0. So for the first latch, let us check it as S1 R1 equal to 0 or not. And for the second latch, it is S2 R2 equal to 0. So what is S1 with respect to the first latch? So S1 is, you have X1 ANDed with Y2, right? X1 ANDed with Y2. And R1 is this one. So this is X1 bar and here it is X2 bar, right? X1 bar, X2 bar. Okay. Now checking this, S1 R1 is equal to X1 Y2 and R1 is X1 bar X2. So here with respect to the same variable, we are having the true form and the complement form. So this value is equal to 0. So the first condition is, for the first latch, the condition is satisfied. Then for the second,
X1 bar X2 then ma'am, Y2 இல்லையே.
X2 உனக்கு ஒரு இது ரெண்டுமே it is AND operation தான நாம செக் பண்றோம். So ஏதோ ஒண்ணு உனக்கு 0 ஆனாலும் அது 0 தானே. The entire expression is x1 y2 dot x1 bar x2 bar. So with this x1 itself, it becomes 0. You need not bother about another variable.
Okay.
Okay. So for the second latch, we have S2 is equal to, so this is our S2. So this is x2 as such and this is x1. So we have x1, x2. And for R2, we have, this is y1 and this is x2 bar. So x2 bar y1. So here again checking S2 R2 is equal to x1 x2 dot x2 bar y1. So here also this x2 and x2 bar are in true and complement form. So this will give me the answer to be 0. So we have checked the condition. So we can use the excitation variable function as, so because that is what we write. So the excitation variable functions. So the general function that you could use is y is equal to s plus r bar y. Okay, wow. So with respect to these two latches, this is given as y1 is equal to s1 plus r1 bar small y1. So when you are writing for the first latch, everything should be given the subscript 1. For the second latch, it will be subscript 2. So y2 is equal to s2 plus r2 bar y2. Okay. So substituting the values, we had s1 is equal to x1 y2 and R1 is x1 bar, x2 bar, so R1 bar, so this is the whole bar, and we have y1, right? So this particular thing, applying De Morgan's theorem, we will have x1 plus x2, right? So your expression for capital Y1 becomes x1 y2 plus x1 y1 plus x2 y1. Okay, so this is capital Y1. Now for y2 we have x1 x2 plus R2 is x2 bar y1 the whole bar into y2. So y2 is equal to, so De Morgan's theorem, this will give me x2 plus y1 bar. Okay, so x1 x2 plus x2 y2 plus y1 bar y2. Okay, ma? Now we need to do the same thing, that is draw the map for capital Y1 and Y2 and then combine both to get the transition table. So here you are having two excitation variables and two secondary variables. So you will be having a 4x4 map. So we know that we should write the external variables along the columns. So this will be x1, x2, and along the rows we have the secondary variables. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0. So for capital Y1, so we are having x1, y2. So x1 is equal to 1 in these last two columns and y2 equal to 1 in the second and third row. So we have this particular combination, right? So this quad will actually give me x1, y2, right? Next we have x1, y1. So again the columns are same. For y1 equal to 1, it is the last two rows. So these two in addition. So this particular quad will give me x1, y1. And lastly we have x2, y1. So x2 equal to 1 in the middle two columns and y1 is equal to 1 in the last two rows. So here the overlapping part, this one will give me x2, y1. Okay, wow? So the remaining places we have zeros. So this is our map for y1. Next, writing for y2, we have x1, x2 first. So it is this particular column. Then x2, y1. So x2 is 1 in the middle two columns and y2 is 1 in the middle two rows. So this gives me x2, y2, and we have y1 bar, y2. So this particular row. All other places we have 0. Okay, so this is the map for y2. Now combining both the maps, we write for capital Y. So comparing the corresponding boxes, the first box has 0, 0. Next is also 0, 0. Next we have 0, 1. Next we have 0, 0. Then for the second row, again same way, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And the third row is 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0. And the last row, it is 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 1, 0. So after combining this, we need to mark the stable states. So wherever the small y value is the same as capital Y, we circle them. Okay. So this is the transition table. So that is what is given in this slide actually. Okay, the transition table we derive the same way. Okay. So this is how we do the analysis of asynchronous sequential circuit when it is given with the latches. So when you have latches in the circuit, we actually call those type of circuit pulse mode circuit. Okay, the name pulse mode circuit is given over there, and we have another type of circuit called fundamental mode circuit. So in this actually only one state variable changes value. I was mentioning yesterday, right? So only one state variable changes value at a time. That type of circuit we call it as the fundamental mode. Okay. So next coming to, okay, this is the procedure what we saw just now. So sometimes they may ask how you will be proceeding all this. So you have to write the steps also. Okay, so you just see those also. Okay, so like what we saw, given a flow table, how you could derive the circuit diagram. The same way here we have for the SR latch also. This is again the same set of same table actually. So let us see that. So let us consider this one for the design. Okay, here you are given only with the states. Now to design this using SR latch, we need the excitation table actually. Okay, we know about this already, but we call this as latch excitation table as this corresponds to simply the latch. So we know the present state is equivalent to the secondary variable and the next state is equivalent to the excitation variable. Now we need to see the latch input values. So for both present state and next state value equal to 0, okay, for convenience let us write the truth table or the characteristic table of the SR latch for easier convenience, because you might not be knowing it by heart now. So when the present state is 0 and the input is 0, 0, our next state is also 0. For 0, 0, 1, it is reset condition, so 0. For 0, 1, 0, it is set condition, so a 1. For 0, 1, 1, it is forbidden condition. So we give this don't care. Then 1, 0, 0, it is no change condition. So the output is 1. And 1, 0, 1 is reset condition. 1, 1, 0 is set condition. So next state value is 1. And 1, 1, 1 is again forbidden condition. Okay. So this Q is small y and Q of t plus 1 is capital Y. Okay. So now checking with the conditions. So present state is 0 and next state is 0. So in that case, what will be the value of S and R? It is 0 and don't care, because both the conditions have S equal to 0 and R value alone changes. Next, for 0, 1, it is this condition alone. You don't have any other cases. So it is the set condition. So S equal to 1 and R equal to 0. Next, coming to 1, 0 case. So you have this alone. Okay. So 1, 0 condition is reset condition. So S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1. And for 1, 1, this 2. So when both the present state and next state, or the excitation variable and the secondary variable, are 1, the S value changes, R value is 0. So it is don't care and a 0. Okay, this is our latch excitation table. Now to design this, what we do is we fill a map where you have both S and R values filled simultaneously. So the map will be similar to what we have above. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0. Only the entries inside the map differs. Okay. So let the first map be for S and the second map be for R. So this is small y and the values inside the map is capital Y. Okay. So we are going to compare and write the values of S and R simultaneously. So just have that in mind. So small y is 0 and capital Y is 0. So that gives S is equal to 0 and R is equal to don't care. So I am going to fill that value simultaneously in both the maps. Okay. Again, we have 0, 0 condition. So S is equal to 0 and R is equal to don't care. Here also S is equal to 0 and R is equal to don't care. The next case is small y is 0 and the capital Y, the value inside the map is 1. So it corresponds to S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0. So I fill the map simultaneously for S and R. So this is 1 and this is 0. Next, for 1, 0, small y is 1, capital Y is 0. So the third condition we have. So S value is 0 and R is 1. So S equal to 0, R equal to 1. These two are the same values. Next, we have small y and capital Y value to be 1. So it is don't care and 0. So S is equal to don't care and R equal to 0. We fill the map like this. Okay. Now we find the expression for S and R. So here S is equal to x1, x2 bar. And here for R, we have the possibility of having a quad. So R is equal to x1 bar. Okay. Do you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now from this expression, we draw the logic diagram. So with SR latch, so we shall use this particular structure as such, this one. So So this is our Q and the capital Y. And with SR latch, the top one is R, that is with NOR gates. This is R input and this is S input. So this value is X1 bar. So X2 bar. This is X1. And for R we have X1 bar. Okay. So this is how we give the logic diagram using SR latch. So this is using NOR gates. The same way using NAND gate, it is S bar, R bar, right? And the top one is S and the bottom one is R. So complementing, you have this instead of, that is in case of NOR latch, we had S is equal to X1, X2 bar, and with R we had X1 bar. So with NAND latch it is S bar, R bar, right? So S bar is X1, X2 bar the whole bar. So that is actually as such given. Okay, so X1, X2 the whole complement. So as such as we have the NAND gate over here, and R bar is actually X1 bar the whole bar. So that will become X1. Okay. The latch we name it as S bar, R bar. However, we give the notation as S and R only. Okay. So like this, you can implement the asynchronous sequential circuit using SR latch. And the procedure for this is given over here. So we have seen the basics of asynchronous sequential circuit and the analysis procedure for this asynchronous sequential circuit using basic gates as well as SR latches. And we saw the types of race conditions in this. So few questions is given. Okay, so like this only they may ask, given a logic diagram, how can you derive the transition table of an asynchronous sequential circuit? So you should give the procedure in the form of steps. Okay, va? Romba elaborate question kekranga neenga chinnada edavadhu example eduthu kuda you can do it. Okay? Okay, so we shall finish today's class here.